Ada and Riker stood quietly by. The room was silent, save for the crackling flame in the modern fireplace. Sir, is there anything I can... Oh. The sound of Roman's growing laughter silenced Riker. He's practically spitting on me. He's really actually spitting in my face. Roman let out another chuckle as he stood from the sofa, tablet still in hand. That's just fantastic, isn't it? Roman lifted a hand to run through his hair, stopping near the back and tightening his fingers into his roots. His other arm dropped to his side, still cradling the plum pad. Plum pad. It's because I can't say other products. Whipping around toward Riker, Roman's smile was wide and provoking. He tilted his head back to laugh louder. Well, Riker felt a prickle at the back of his neck and mirrored a smile. He nodded and let out a faint chuckle. I would not laugh, personally. First, this guy decides to blow up our warehouse, right? Right. And then, Roman spun on his heel, approaching the large glass window and the curtain that covered it. His laughter shook his shoulders. And then, he decides to brick my business. He wants to take away our market. And for what? So he can control my city? Can you believe this guy? He's having, in nice terms, he's having a moment, apparently. He's definitely having one of those. Riker nodded and continued smiling, his laughter growing to accompany Roman's. He shook his head and rubbed the back of his neck. Yeah, I wouldn't speak if I were you, Riker. Yeah, that guy is something else, huh? Ada stood silently by, ever observing and watchful. Roman neared a marble countertop and leaned against it, his teeth flashing in a wicked grin.
Fucking part. The best fucking part is...
Oh, this is so messed up because in my head I'm thinking, like this, he's actually attractive, but then his voice is nice.
My fucking brother is helping him do it.
Your brother? Pavel? Is Pavel your brother? Pavel? Pavel. I'm trying to figure out which one is the brother. It could be Pavel. It could be Vadim. Those are the only guys I know. It could be me. Which one is your brother? Without warning, Roman's wicked smile contorted into a snarl, and he slammed his plum pad into the marble counter he had been leaning on. Now listen, children, we have a lesson to learn from him. Just because you're angry does not mean you break expensive things. Because then, once you're done being angry about that, you'll miss your expensive item that you shattered into a million pieces. Yes. Riker backed up, heart racing. How did he convince Ilya to turn his back on me? Ilya? He slammed the plum pad into the counter once again, cracking the screen on impact. I wonder who Ilya is. He's screwing me over. How dare he after everything? I made him who he is. Another slam. This time the device splintered into several shards of debris, pieces of glass and metal scattering across the counter surface. Calm down. Ada slowly exhaled and watched Roman, his gaze softening. Riker was rigid, every hair on the back of his neck standing on end. His lips tightened into a thin line and his pulse was racing. Sir, if I could, you can't. They're both looking down on me. Roman slammed his hand into the remaining shards of the plum pad, sending more debris flying off the counter. Now he's bleeding, yeah. Blood trailed down the side of Roman's hand, large droplets blotting the glass pieces. Ada closed the distance between them without a second thought and reached for Roman's bloodied hand. He turned Roman's palm over, checking to make sure no shards were embedded anywhere. After a few seconds of allowing Ada to look at his hand, Roman swiftly pulled it back and cursed under his breath. I should have expected this, right? Ilya always finds ways to undermine me. He always has. He's not better than me. He's not better than anybody, mayor or not. Oh, your brother's the mayor. Dang, your brother's the mayor? And you're out here living in absolute squalor? That's unfortunate. He's not better than me. Those rats know addiction is fueling our operations. Dima himself relies on it. There's no stronger market. This is absolutely... Yeah, calm down. Then suddenly, silence. Roman curled his hand into a fist and brought it up to his mouth, his eyes closing as he took a deep breath. The only people I really want to see right now is Sasha and Dima together. There's still time to correct this misstep. Ada stepped forward and started for the door. Dima has forced my hand on this. It's time we paid our guest one last visit. I'm done being nice. You were never nice. But looks like we're gonna see Mishka again. The afternoon sun streamed in through the windows as Sasha awoke in an unfamiliar living room. At first, grogginess clouded the realization of where he was. He rubbed at his eyes with his palm and yawned. After rolling his head to the side to stretch his neck, Sasha sat up and glanced around. When it hit him, his eyes widened. A tingle ran up the back of his spine, and he quickly scrambled off the couch and stood up. I fell asleep on the couch?
Seriously?
In Dima's apartment?
Ugh.
He ran his hand through his hair and exhaled loudly. What time is it? The apartment was quiet, almost eerily so. Takeout containers were left stashed on top of the coffee table, but otherwise not a thing looked out of place. Sasha glanced toward the long hallway. Where did he put my clothes? Taking another quick look around the luxurious space, Sasha tiptoed down the hallway toward the bathroom. Why was he moving like he didn't want to make any noise was beyond him. He's probably in the bathroom. He approached the bathroom door and pressed his head close, trying to hear if anyone was inside. When it sounded just as deserted as the rest of the apartment, Sasha grabbed the handle and pushed the door open. No one. Nothing. Sasha blinked and stepped inside the room. Sasha's clothes from yesterday were cleaned and folded neatly on the vanity countertop. While he couldn't remember exactly where he'd left his clothes, he knew he hadn't left them there. Are you serious? He folded them? He couldn't help but grin as he swiped the clothes, immediately undoing their folded perfection. Haphazardly, he threw them on, did his business, washed his hands, stared at his fingers beneath the soapy water, and rubbed at the tip slowly. May I? Sasha shook his head and quickly shut off the water and reached for a hand towel nearby. God, it was just a kiss. Come on. Shaking his head as if that would work to dispel the thought, Sasha dried off his hands and hurried out of the bathroom. Just a kiss? Didn't y'all do the hanky-panky? Didn't you? After walking down the hall and back into the living room, he glanced around for his phone. Where did I... Oh, I guess we found our phone. Hey, Sasha, I didn't see you in the cafeteria this morning, so I thought I'd text. We're all meeting up at the Intel room. Natalie's here. You did it. Of course I did. Really? Okay, I'm on my way. Don't forget to eat or grab a bagel or something. She really came. Sasha's lips curled into a smile as he gripped his phone tighter. We're finally getting somewhere. Sasha pocketed his phone and swiped a takeout container from the coffee table.
Nice.
That's been left out open all night, please. Still looks edible to me. He shoveled some leftover lo mein into his gob. I knew they were getting Chinese food. You think I clicked the wrong option? I did not click the wrong option. I didn't. He shoveled some leftover lo mein into his gob while he headed for the door. Oh, I thought I was about to read it again. Still unfamiliar with the layout of the massive building, Sasha did his best to try and remember where everything was. As he walked down the hallway, takeout in hand, Sasha saw a familiar crop of navy hair. His stomach fluttered. Quickly, he tossed the container into a small trash bin and stopped short of Dima. He wiped his mouth with the back of his hand and stood up a little straighter. Dima was leaning against the wall, glancing up to see Sasha walking towards him. At first, Dima averted his eyes and lifted a hand to rub at the back of his neck. He cleared his throat. Did you, sleep well? He did ask Dima if they could just chill. No, he said, can I help you relax? I did not click the wrong option, bro. I didn't. Ain't no way. I know I didn't. Did you, sleep well? Sasha stared blankly for a moment, fighting the urge to grin. Yeah, the couch was pretty comfortable, I guess. Oh, right. Well, I tried to wake you so you could take the bed, but you slept like a rock. Too much lo mein, I'd assume. The camera is blurry. Oh, no. Why is this happening? Is it fixed? No. Wait, okay, wait. I can just put it down here until I can figure out what's wrong with it. Wait. Oh, wait, no, it's fixed. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's good. It's fine. Girl, got me stressed. Big screen. Okay, let's get back. Too much lo mein, I'd assume. Sasha couldn't help but shake his head, chuckling. Dima's hair seemed a bit more tame than usual, and Sasha couldn't help but notice the sheen coming off of it from the bright lights. Why is your hair like that? Oh yeah, I had a thing earlier this morning. A press conference. It's why I wasn't around when you woke up. Sasha reached up and started to ruffle Dima's styled hair, his natural texture returning. It's not bad, just all shiny, and I don't know, business looking. Dima chuckled behind closed lips at Sasha's response. Sasha looked down at his feet and shoved both hands into his pockets. So, Indigo sent me a text and said Natalie was here. Dima, as if a light bulb came on, motioned toward the door to their right. Yep, she's in that room. There. Oh, are you not allowed in the room? Are you going in? Sasha pointed toward the door, unable to hide his smile anymore. He tilted his head curiously. Oh, right. Yes, absolutely. In a few minutes. You gotta work up your courage to walk in. Sasha's brows tensed a little at that. Do you not want to go in? He observed Dima's expression, a little skeptical. Is it because Natalie is in there? He glanced between the door and Sasha, lifting his brows. Of course I want to go in. I was just allowing Indigo and Natalie some time to catch up. Oh, because they're girlfriends. Well, they were girlfriends. They were interested in each other at some point. Yeah. Sasha shook his head and reached for the door. Once opened, he headed inside. Dima followed close behind, and the two quietly moved into the room. Only neither one of them could fit through the door while the other tried to squeeze past. That's unfortunate. Their shoulders bumped into one another, both grinning while they attempted to wiggle through the door frame. Sorry. You first. A gentleman. Truly. Sasha slipped into the meeting room looking sheepish.
Hi.
Oh, good. Dima, you found him. Indigo clasped her hands together with a smile. She was seated near Natalie, who loomed over a large digital map that projected across the table before them. Oi. Oh my god, just keeps going. Okay. Open my Twitch back up. Twitch open, please. Please, Twitch, please. Please. Okay. I probably didn't read the last of that sentence, but I don't actually care. Guess I was pretty persuasive. Yeah. Natalie waved Sasha off. She eyed Dima and nodded before focusing her attention back down to the map. Dima nodded in return. He rested his hand against Sasha's lower back and ushered the other man further into the space. Sasha glanced over his shoulder at— oh my god, this man. Where did he just come from like that? Oh my god. Sasha glanced over his shoulder at Dima and grinned. Stop pushing. I know how to walk. Just gently reminding you is all. Chivalry's not dead, apparently. Yeah, y'all didn't see this man sneak up like that. Pavel stared at Sasha, concentrating on his friend. Accompanying his stare was a slow-growing grin. What? What's going on here? We're finding Mishka. That's what's going on here. Nothing else. Sasha averted his gaze, his hand settling on his hip. Nothing, you weirdo. Pavel let loose a laugh and eyed Sasha closely. I see more than you think. Dima, flustered, quickly headed toward the others and ignored most of Pavel's antics. Pavel is funny. I just don't want to see him like by himself because he's not that funny. He's funny. He's really funny, but he's not funny enough that I want to see what he's got going on his own in his free time. I don't want to see that. So Pavel bounded over, tugging Sasha along by the hand as he did so. Excitedly, he pointed to a particular place on the map.
Anyway,
Here's where we're sending out the first clinical trial shipment tonight. I'm so excited. Pavel grabbed Sasha's arm, giving him an excited shake. Sasha, now free from Pavel's grip, slid both hands back into his pant pockets. Vadim and I are headed there in a bit to secure everything and get it all ready. I'm sure Dima already told you about it. Told me about what? About the shipment, obviously. The what shipment? The shipment of NS for the clinical trials. We have to send it out to a lab to get the trails started? Wait, so you finished it?
my God.
Oh my god, Sasha, where have you been all morning? I finished it last night. There was a press conference about it this morning and everything. Dude, he was sleeping. He was sleeping, remember? Sasha looked at the map again where Pavel had pointed. So you finished the drug and you're shipping it out of the harbor? Yep, the harbor. The harbor. Like on a boat? A big boat. Indigo simply shook her head with a smile and patted the purple-haired man's back. I love you, Pav. What kind of beast can produce that much product in such a short time? Pav is a beast. We can say that. He went around shooting people and then burned a building to the ground. So, he is a foe worth, what am I trying to say? I don't know. I give up on whatever I was saying. I don't care about that anymore. Natalie sighed and straightened up. The idea behind rushing the press conference was to hopefully keep Ecto distracted. Ideally, the news about NS will give us some cover to go in and extract Mishka. That's the idea, yes. It's a bold move, but you know Roman best. We don't have much time then.
Listen.
Pav, I still don't know how you pulled it off. This prescription drug could change a lot of things for the city. That's what we're hoping. She hates him so much. She was so happy to thank Pav and everything. She was so happy to thank him, but the minute Dima started talking, her face just dropped. She hates him. Dima turned his gaze toward Natalie, and sighed. Imagine I'm wrong and it is Natalie. I'm just gonna go crazy. Natalie, I'm gonna cry if I hear Natalie. You know why? Because I'm gonna be like, I've been forcing myself to say it this way for this long. For no reason. Natalie, I can't stress enough how glad I am that you're here. With your help, finding Mishka is, to be clear, I only came because of Mishka. If you lose him, yeah, I know. And this is my mess to deal with. I was careless, both with Sabina and with Mishka. Dima averted his gaze.
I'm not the only one you need to make amends with, Dima. Just do better. You have the means. You just need to do better. For
Sobena. There we go. That's one. That's a new one. Sobena, not Sobina. Sobena. Dima nodded softly and you were right. What were you right? No one ever said it was Natalie. I still think it's Natalie. Natalie? They never said her name. What do you mean you were right? Dima nodded softly and glanced at the table.
If this drug works.
Natalie's voice was soft while she stared down at the map. Her fingers slowly brushed along the intricate road and highway system. Her eyes lifted to stare at Dima.
It will be a step in the right direction.
Pavel watched Natalie for a moment, just before he reached forward and took her hand in his. We can start providing real help for Sobena. the way you always envisioned, and it all starts with clinical trials. Natalie rolled her eyes playfully but made no move to remove her hand.
So,
Vadim and I are going to head to the drop-off point in a little bit, get everything ready, you know. I'm so excited. It's like sending your baby off to daycare. I don't think it's like that. You know what? It's fine. It's your baby, I guess. Please don't have a baby. Right? What? I would be an amazing father. Your kid, just from looking at you, you're like, your kid would like have a love-hate relationship with you. Your kid would like to hang out with you sometimes, but every other time you're just gonna be so annoying to your kid. I can see it. I can see it now. Your kid is gonna move out as soon as they're 18. And they're still gonna have they're still gonna call you and stuff and check in on you, and they're gonna allow you to visit, but they're moving out when they're 18. What? I would be an amazing father. Where is Vadim anyway? He's refilling his weapons before we head out.
hey,
Was refilling. Everything's ready now. Vadim leaned on the door frame of the meeting room. Refilling? Pavel laughed and reached up to ruffle Sasha's hair a little. Oy, his daggers are laced with poison that I make. Just has to fill these little containers in the handle. It's pretty cool, really. You're really efficient. This milk is delicious. I kind of want strawberry milk. I have strawberry. Pav is a Virgo. Pav, not Pav. Pav is a Virgo. Did you look this up and have proof? Or are you just stating that he's a Virgo because of how he's acting? Only one of those answers. Only one answer is acceptable. How did I expect anything less? It's super deadly too. Just one stab will probably kill you in 5 minutes. It was tricky to make at first. Like, there was this one time I spilled it on myself and almost... Oh, wow.
I can and will leave without you.
Oh. Then you guys should go. Baby, I'm telling a story. Despite his protest, Pavel waved a quick goodbye and bounced over to Vadim. Well, good luck with the shipment, you two. We'll be sure to figure things out while you guys are securing it. What do you mean, yes? Yes to which one? Yes to him acting like that, and you're saying, oh, he has to be? Or you looked it up and said, oh, his birthday is so-and-so, which makes him a Virgo. You need to tell me which one. Don't just say yes. Yes, stay safe, and Vadim, stay on your toes. We will, and you guys find Mishka. Bring him home. We will do whatever we can. Keep us informed and updated. Good luck. With a soft smile, Vadim nodded toward Natalie as Pavel made his way over. Once out, Vadim closed the door behind him, though Pavel's voice could still be heard from the hallway. Natalie let her shoulders relax and turned toward Dima.
Okay.
We don't have much time to figure this out, so I suggest we get started. Yes to which one, Leah? Stop saying yes. Dima and Indigo nodded. All three began to study the map before them. All right, Indigo, what have you got? Indigo motioned to a segment of the map, using her index finger to pinpoint a specific location. Mishka's tracker stopped sending updates in this area around the time that Vadim and Mishka... right around the time that Vadim said Mishka was no longer where he received his distress signal. Right, and we immediately started tracking suspicious vehicles in that area and investigated their destinations. We've had repeated run-ins with Ecto at this spot, so my guess is it's a hot spot for them. I haven't been doing voices, I've just been reading. Oh my god. We sent Jonas to investigate since it seemed very likely Mishka was taken there, but we were unsuccessful. Yeah, he died. Yeah, ... We all listened to what happened. Still, that confirmed we were likely in the right spot since Ada was present. Before that, though, Jonas was able to get in easily, so I don't think they expected him to be there. Then he must have been onto something. Indigo began circling areas on the map with her finger, leaving small notes where she could. I haven't been out of that I don't know. I haven't been out that way in a while. Otherwise, I would have noticed any increased activity. There's a higher chance... Oh, this is a dude. There's a higher chance they'll expect us if we approach this from the same angle. So Natalie may need to run another sweep of the area and assess our options. Not a problem. Should be an easy in and out operation. ... Sasha watched the others delve into the map as he rubbed his arm. What am I even doing here? His gaze dropped to the floor. It's not like they need a stand-in informant anymore now that Natalie's here. I really don't know how I can help. By going back into Dima's room and then just like laying on the bed. Starfish. You'll be really helpful. At some point. Not now and not for the next couple hours, but eventually. Sasha took a deep breath, his chest growing tight. He leaned in to see the map, though couldn't get a good look with everyone so close together. This is stupid. Why did I think I could just save him like I'm some trained agent? Maybe you should get trained. Maybe you should join this operation and get some training. Yeah. Maybe you should do chemistry because isn't Pavel, isn't he leaving soon? So you should learn about the chemistry so that someone can do it. Sasha's face flushed as he felt suddenly overcome by his thoughts. He backed away from the other three, his heart sinking into the floor. Making as little noise as possible, Sasha walked to the door and quietly stepped out. He could still hear the muffled sound of conversing from behind the door. The sound of the door gently opening and closing stole Dima's attention away for a moment. He glanced in that direction, and he frowned. He pays attention to me? Where is Sasha going? To cry? Or something? I don't know. I was gonna say I'm not him, but I am him, so technically speaking. So, outside of the intel room and just a few steps further down the hall, Sasha sat in defeat. He had pressed his back to the wall. Sasha sat in defeat. He pressed his back to the wall and slid down, his head buried in his hands. Okay, so the muffled conversations of the meeting could still be heard beyond the door nearby. Okay, so it is time to save the game. Save here. Can I save it here? Yeah, let's X that out. Do you want to leave it? Say yeah. I'm gonna save it here. Yes. Okay. So it is 11:59, which means that the stream is about to be over for the night. So I'm gonna go ahead and clickety clackety clickety clackety. I don't know who these people are. Okay, anyway, I wanted to go ahead and say thank you to everybody who stopped by the stream today. Thank you to everybody who spoke in chat. I said I wasn't gonna thank you, but I decided I will. I want to say oh my god, thank you to everyone who stopped by in chat. Thank you to those who stopped by the stream. Even if you didn't chat, I appreciate you being here. It was a great experience. I stream again tomorrow and Saturday from 1 to 4 and from 9 to 12. So I hope you come by it again. We will be playing this game unless I need to take a break here and there for something else, but we'll figure that out the day of. My AirPods just died. Interesting. Anyway, I will catch you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a good night. Good night.